Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stream. And for those of you watching on YouTube, hi all, and welcome to the video. Obviously, you could be watching the stream on YouTube as well, as we now stream to both platforms. The YouTube stream is at higher bitrate at 1440p, so much better video quality. Twitch we max out, but obviously even maxed out, Twitch does not have the same video bandwidth on streams that YouTube does. So I'm just doing some social mediaing, nearly done. Decided to go for an old school thumbnail. Yes. A message on Facebook to the Kalos 2 page about June Awakening. I've already streamed it. I think they really want me to play June Awakening. I probably will. I probably will, yes. Lady Sky Cannon, welcome to the stream. Right, let's go to the live screen on monitor number thingammy and the other one. There we go. Trekkie TV is now following. Thank you for the follow. Also, live long and prosper. Oh, that's more of a farewell, isn't it, than a greeting, I think. Or is it both? Canonically, is it both? I think it kind of is, but anyway. Long life and... I can't remember. Call yourself a Trekkie, Kalos. I am, though. Comfort TV for me. Right, it is Monday. It is therefore beer o'clock. Yes. Klingon in real life. I've nearly got the head ridges anyway. Live long and prosperity. Yeah, live long and prosper, and then the other one is long... there's like a response to it, long life and... I think they only use it once or twice, which is why it escapes me. I think it's Picard to Sarek in... I can't remember the name of the episode. It's a TNG mid-seasons, like season 3, 4, something like that. And it's like a prequel to Reunification. Anyway. Long vive et prospita. No, it's like a kind of similar response, but... Long life and good fortune or something like that is like the response, but it's so seldom used. My favourite version of it is not even Leonard Nimoy. It's Strange New World Spock saying it to Boimler. Just because Boimler completely freaks out. I found it funny. Yeah, Star Trek TNG. I do. Of all the old, like, you can't really, well, technically you can call it old Trek now, I suppose. It was the 90s. It was like 30 years ago. But yeah, so, like, the original series, the movies, the cartoon, or cartoons, and then, of course, there was other stuff. Oh yes, I'm level 200. That's right. I've remembered now. Yay, go me. 1987 TNG. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember it coming out. I was 18 when it came out. I was really excited for it. We watched it on CRT TVs. And we were like, wow, the effects are a lot better than the old show. You know. X4G. I'm watching Deep Space Nine for the first time now. Hell, never really got into it. Yeah, if Star Trek is wagon train, you know, so moving through the universe, then DS9 is a frontier town kind of deal, yeah? So it is a different kind of a show. Not so, but that said, they do sort of go on journeys. It's not like they're utterly static. So there's that. DS9, some consider the best. I kind of, yeah, I can see why they say that. It's got some of the most compelling story arcs and you know, and cast members getting more than, you know, little tiny side bits. That, you know, everyone seems to get a decent, you know, amount of story writing and stuff. Some very profound ones as well. Yeah, so, yeah, DS9 is definitely the frontier town. If, you know, if Star Trek is wagon train, then DS9 is frontier town, as has been said. Definitely, yeah. It's good, it's just... it's darker than a lot of the other treks as well. Some of the themes are very dark. But it relies on story and character, which is probably what makes it as good as it is. Very few bad episodes of DS9. You know, like, you could say, in all honesty, TNG, first season, there's a couple of good, there's some good ones in there, but there's also, oh yeah, prisoner mission, we don't have to do the smuggler's den anymore. Yes. Oh, it's very, very good. Alright, and did we redeem 50k? I did do it on the last stream. I wasn't sure if I'd done it or not. Oh, I didn't hand the alien in. Oh, never mind. Okay, so that's another alien level. Can I put anything into Ranger yet? Yes, finally the final. There we go, we'll add that, and we want clear shot. Which I should now have. Where is it? Collapse it? No, no. Clear sight, that was it. Okay, let's just hotkey that. Fixed keys, bar 2. To 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. And regular perk. Can we do? We can do careful in battle. Acrobat's done. Yeah, more careful in battle then. There we go. You make me want to play again. So many memories. I know. Did we spend IP? I don't think we did, because you can't. You've got to be 201 for base abilities to go up again. We did those. We did MA skill and that. Okay. Range weapons we did. Range specials we didn't, but we'll do them now. Exploring we did. Trade and repair we're not putting up yet. These two are maxed. Okay. Yeah, we need 201 really to start making the most of this. Is Freelancers finished this week? It finished yesterday, didn't it? It looks like it did. Okay. I just saw a message as I logged in. Tara had spawned. So, might as well, right? No, I like all the Trek shows. I even liked Enterprise. But I do like Scott Bakula. So... season 4 of that show was something else. I mean, the final episode's a bit of a... debatable. It did get the rug pulled out on it. But it was really starting to shape up to something then, at that point. Best class for easy gameplay, MA probably. MA or Keeper. Keeper, if you're paid, is a lot of fun solo, but it can be expensive to maintain. MA is quite cheap to maintain. You don't even need weapons on an MA. I mean, you just punch things and you're still pretty good, you know. Yeah, it's one of the cheaper classes to kind of maintain. We're out of that. Red can for the win. One away. Hey. You making any progress with the Anarchy Online emulator? Most of the popular MMOs from the early 2000s have emulators at this point. Not that I'm aware of. Probably is some unofficial server somewhere, but you know, they are technically breaking the law if they are. I completed my assignment. Goodbye. Right, the next one, 4 holes graffiti. Yeah, there probably is, but you know, unfortunately, I am visible to Funcom, so if I knew about it, I'd probably be best not talking about it, wouldn't I? Not saying I do know anything about it, but if there was, I'd have to be very careful, wouldn't I? So you don't think it's breaking the law of the source code is 100% original and client is not... I don't know. I don't know what the laws are. I don't know. It was I missed a Beijing or something then. Someone followed or something. I missed it. Let's have a look. Rainy days followed. Thank you for the follow. 4 holes graffiti. Have I got a doohickey? I do. I have a doohickey. Yeah, you don't have to break a law to get into trouble. You know what I'm saying? You can still get your ass sued. And it depends in which region. Yeah, it's counterfeit. And it's copyright IP. That's the problem. It ain't... it's like, okay, so they did the WoW... no, it is copyright. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If I start printing T-shirts with the Anarchy Online logo on it, I can get sued. I need legal permission to do it. Copyright law is very, very broken and very much on the side of the copyright owner. Trust me on this. I asked Funcom, could I make T-shirts with the Anarchy logo and ICC and a quote from me that came out of my mouth randomly once and became a catchphrase. ICC, where frame rates go to die. And they said, how many units are you going to run? What are you going to charge for them? Yada, yada, what's your business plan and all that? And I said, well, you know. And they said no. So, yeah. You got to be very, very careful with that sort of thing. I mean, didn't Blizzard shut down all the vanilla servers, didn't they? Oh, American copyright law is even worse. Trust me. I am on YouTube. I know all about it. Trust me. I had 4 whole seconds of a song in a 4.5 hour stream at a memorial. And 4 seconds of a song played on it. And I got a copyright claim for the whole 4.5 hours. Not for the 4 seconds, for the whole 4.5 hours. So according to the law, they're saying people are going to watch your 4.5 hour stream rather than buy that record from the copyright owner. That's what they're saying. It's nuts, mate. Yeah, copyright law is just, it's not fit for use anymore. But then obviously it works in their favour, so the copyright owners favour, and they're usually very rich companies, so of course it's never going to get changed, is it? Talk to one says it may take a while to get the prisoner we want, but we will try. Yeah, I mean, it came... We've had copyright law since we've had recorded music. In fact, before we've had recorded music, we've had copyright law. You know, you publish your sheet music and you own it. And if someone performs it somewhere, they owe you a royalty. That, you know, we're going back to pre-industrialized society. So we've had copyright law since then. Yeah, and it's a massive mess and out of date. But, you know, is what it is. So, yeah, if you're like Blizzard, they shut down all the WoW vanilla servers. But when I think they found out how many, you know, of these vanilla servers were up and how many people were playing on them, decided, oh, you do want vanilla WoW after all. So, yeah. Because they said, oh, you don't want vanilla WoW. No, we know what you want. We know better than you what you want. That's a red flag if you're on a date with someone, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? I'll order for you. But I know what I want to eat. Yeah, but we know better. So we're gonna decide. Wait, what? Dangerous. Shall we take dangerous? No, we're not going to take dangerous. Deadly, no. Vanilla can't interesting at all. Is Vanilla Anarchy interesting at all? Yeah, I think a lot of people... I mean, the 2019 server was a progression server, and it was most popular before they added on all the, you know... various expansions to it. It was more popular before they did that than after they did that. Banging cheaters from PvP would be good. I think it'd be a very good idea. Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame that you still have to do this at the first time you do a prisoner mission, instead of the quality of life thing you get after you've done one. whereby you just pick the prisoner you want from. There you go, we got diseased, we're good. Alright, I think I'm gonna log a big tune for that. I don't think we're ready for fighting prisoners yet. Yeah, I've no idea how to say your name, X408. It looks like a key code for something. It looks like if I input that, I get a free game on Steam or something. It's a bit of a username, that. I'm just going to call you X40 because I can't pronounce that. I switched my password and username. Yeah, I was saying it looks like a key code, password, something like that. Yeah, you know what I did? In 2001, came up with Carlos, and everything else I did afterwards, Carlos. People will know who it is. I'm such an inventive soul, you know? Looks like a great... It could be a Grace key code, yeah. It looks like a Google-generated password. Excuse me. Or something similar. I mean, it'd make a good password, you know. Well, mind you, you've got no uppercase, have you? So... Yeah, you should. You need some uppercase letters and symbols in there. For work, we have to use numbers, symbols, and upper and lower case. And you have to renew it every quarter, so, yeah. In fact, it's not even every quarter, it's shorter than that. And it's... not always the same length of time as well, that I've noticed. So you'll renew your password more than 13 times, like 13, 14 times a year, and they vary. It's another security layer, I suppose, but yeah, it has to be like that. $2.12. Would you like a team? Greater Guido. What have we got on there? Chaos of the Zan. That's what I think eventually we'll end up with. Can I buff them with this? No, it's self only, isn't it? Dope. Can I give him a crit buff? UVC, VC. I don't think I even bothered with some of the other ones, so oh well. Yeah, so how is everybody's Monday? Is it going well? How was your weekend? Oh my god, YouTube chat, I've missed loads. Sean Mitchell just returned to the game yesterday from an 8-year break. Just a little worried I'm going to struggle to get decent gear due to the economy being crazy. I'll have to grind out most things myself. Maybe. Maybe not. Is Subway still the best Froob content after a yeah, ICC's got a ton of missions and stuff in it as well. You shouldn't bypass. I've got a guide for them if you look on the channel. But yeah, there's a load of little missions you can do there to get some fairly decent startup gear, get you up to level 50, keep you going. Tioneb. Hello, Carlos. Hello. IBL Games. I sure as hell play on a server with all the Shadowlands and all the others. Dang straight, especially as a new Unity 6 engine, 2030s level graphics quality. That would be quite interesting, yeah. I just joined back too, Sean. Fun game. Played those tons like 14 years ago. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Did some quick see. Only won the lawsuit against a bot company. They sent cease and desist against the emulators who were too scared to fade Blizzard in court over the issue. Yeah, that's it. They've got some serious money and serious lawyers. And they could keep you tied up in litigation for years. You know, so... I'd be too scared too. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sean, feel like free to message Ralph Man if you're on Rubicon, not 19. I can give you some creds. There you go. See? Friends. The most overpowered thing in the whole game is friends. Make friends. That's how to get on in AO. Okay, here we go. Need some DD? No, we're good. We're good. I think. I hope. And the MP is 212. Yeah, pretty decent pat. Another thing I'm thinking I should invest in better heals now. Carl, question, is it okay for NT to wear perfected alien tank? It's armour, yeah. I mean, mostly NTs will go for something that increases matter creation and or other nano skills as a back item piece, but not always. Nothing wrong with it. I'm wearing heavy note and tank, so, you know. I think I've got the special edition back on my NT, but obviously they're 220, aren't they, so... Poof. Trox NT. Well, yeah, my NT was Trox. I don't think I made the alien armour for him. I can't remember what I wore instead back, excuse me, at that level. But, yeah. Return to the Warden. Almost forgot. Almost went back to the mission agency first. And you don't. One dead prisoner. Do I need to... Oh, there's more dialogue, because it's the first one. It's the good news, and the bad. He's 141 scouts on at 127. Oh, that's good going. That's the kind of thing you want. Yeah, some people would get back armour with nano skills on it. You know, that sort of thing. But there's many different schools of thought on it. You know, just go with what works. You know, if it works, it works. It ain't dumb if it works. Swifters, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Howdy, Cole. Howdy. Alright, that was the Elite Daily. Let's go and talk to the Elite Mission Agency Handler. And I has my reward now. 201. Yay. 201 is a much bigger ding than 200. Because now I can spend into base abilities. And I can spend more than I would have been able to spend pre-220. Pre-200. And again at 207 it's even bigger. 205 onwards, I think it's even bigger again. Bow. Exploring. Combat and healing. Yep. Maybe some more concealment for an aim shot bow at some point. Trade and repair? Yeah, why not? Right, there we go. Daily's done. And a new perk. Careful in battle. 205. Okay. What else can we go in? Disharmony? Add damage? Yep, okay. Could we do disharmony? No, 205 locked there as well. Okay. Rage Star, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Right, we got dailies knocked out pretty fast there. Like less than 30 minutes, I think. Right, okay, I'm going to get another beer, and then I think we'll carry on with the Penumbra quest line. See how we do there. Right. As they say, I'll be back. I'll only be about a minute, so... Lady, Sky Cannon J. We got you 1 nano for Advi, but not the one you asked for. Okay. I was like, it sounds like he's having a few cold ones, proceeds to get another beer. Yep. Oh, yeah. Never watched the streams, but good stuff. Thank you, Paradise. Welcome on in, by the way. There you go. Yeah. On Twitch, we've got all the usual paraphernalia, accoutrements or something. You know, all the, the banners at the top and the little webcam in the corner. But for YouTube, I just keep it simple. Make it like the videos, so it's the game. and no chat on screen or anything like that. Yeah. Just so it's more in line with what you would normally see on my channel on YouTube. Excuse me. Right, I think I'm saved in Penumbra. Hopefully so. I am. Right, so I was going to go and see the one whose mind is riddled. Upload to map. Right, okay. Ravine or... No, not Blue Mist. Yutto Wasteland, is that nearer? It's on the right side of Penumbra. That'll do. It's a bit murky, isn't it? Light. Okay, let's turn off global light. And we get much better lighting immediately. Should permanently have global light off in Penumbra. It looks way better without it. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, if you're watching something on YouTube and then after 2,000 videos it's suddenly something else, it's like, oh, it's a bit jarring, isn't it, maybe? So I just thought, you know what, yeah, we'll just do it that way. Chris says, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Question for the chat on YouTube and on Twitch, obviously. So I'm switching on my PC this morning on this big, you will sign up for Windows 11 now message. Anyone on Windows 11 playing Anarchy? Is everything working okay? I know they're pulling support in October, or updates. Yeah, so you're not going to be secure. My work laptop's already updated itself. IT decided that was going to be a thing. So I've sort of gotten used to it for work, but I'm not doing anything really at work. It's spreadsheets, various websites, it's office work. So it wouldn't matter what operating system you are on, really. Some things are sort of buried in like the contextual menus. Like if you save a file from work and go, oh, I need to amend the title I need to change what I saved it as because I need to add something at the end of it. So normally on Windows 10, 7, and XP, and those are the only OSs I've used since. Yeah, completely skipped Millennium and did I? No, maybe I did have Windows Millennium. But I think I went back to XP, and then I went back to XP 64. Anyway, I digress. But on that, you right click and you can rename from the first menu. But with Windows 11, it's more options, which I find slightly annoying. Yeah. So find the memorials, but it doesn't tell you where they are. Quick look, which is the first one? Any one of these guys? Shadowlands, Quest Guides, Nascent Sheol, Penumbra, Zan Civilization. There's Mighty Riddled, Memorial Caretaker 1, Penumbra Valley. Okay, that's a marker. Oh, he's on the... Yeah, he's on that funny island bit. Okay. I always thought that was the... Or is he? No, he's over on the west side. Right. I thought the one on the little island was the last one when I saw it. No issues. Right, okay. I'm on a modern system now. So, 13th gen CPU, 40 series graphics card, modern motherboard, you know. So I've got P cores, E cores kind of thing. And apparently, at first, Windows 10 couldn't handle that and kind of ignored the E cores. But apparently, task management is better on Windows 11 for those types of CPUs. So, I don't know really. It's hard to tell with my work laptop because it's like 4-core, 8-thread, you know, 16 gig of RAM. That's all she wrote kind of deal. But it's for doing office work. It's not for gaming on or anything. Lots of running for this part. Yes, indeed, there is. So you've had no issues. We need a bigger data set than one. Because if you Google Windows 11 v should I upgrade to Windows 11, it's a 50-50 split according to Google. You'll get videos titled 5 reasons you shouldn't switch to Windows 11 yet, and then you'll get another 5 titles, why you 5 reasons why you should. And it's like, yeah, okay, this is useless information at this point because there's no consensus, it seems. So I don't know. i5 12400, yeah, that's pretty recent. Yeah, that's what, this is like 5 years ago, if that. It's not even 5-year-old system. Yeah, I think my work laptop is 12th gen. Yeah, I've got a 13700K, a 4080, whatever DDR5 memory, 32 gig of that. And it all runs great, actually, I gotta say. Yeah, so you're on new hardware and it seems to run great. The 12400K, did that have E cores and P cores? Or just P cores? Was it just like 6 cores, 12 threads, that one? I can't remember. I almost bought 12th gen at the time. But then decided, oh, wait a minute, I can get a 13700K for the same price as a 12900K. Oh, I think I'll get that, you know. I'll get the newer version. And I dropped quite lucky in that I never got the overvolting malarkey, so the CPU's fine. But I've had it switched to enforce all limits since the day I bought it. I think I tried overclocking for maybe an hour or something like that and thought, yeah, this is running way too hot and I don't like the look of the amount of voltage that's getting pumped into it, and just switched it back to Intel defaults and thought, yeah, just generally speaking, okay, 1 or 2 FPS difference, that's it. So, you know, why fry your hardware and shorten its life if it's, you know, it's already ridiculously fast as it is. And then you look at my use case, you know, playing games like AO. 48 is great, you know, I can play all the new games and they're all wonderful. I'm playing all bells and whistles, all maxed out and everything at really high frame rates. It's great. But what do I spend, you know, 80-90% of my time doing? Playing Anarchy online. 20 odd year old game. Yeah, that makes total sense. But if I do have to make a video or something like that, I can edit it and render it real quick now. Really, really quick. Yeah, I can put everything on ultra, and turn on frame gen. It's like this is a really good time on the game. I think the biggest thing with the 40 series, if you're going to switch frame gen on, is get a G-Sync monitor. Definitely a thing. Yeah, if you get a G-Sync compatible monitor, then oh god, is it better? You know, because if you're going from 80 in busy areas to 120 in not so busy areas in something like Cyberpunk, it's pretty epic having G-Sync. That was the last big upgrade. I got a ViewSonic Uber Duber gaming rig. Am I going? Oh, Memorial. Oh, I've overshot. I've overshot for the Memorial. Or have I? Oh no, it is further up. Okay. It's past these guys anyway. Yeah, G-Sync monitor. ViewSonic's really good. I can speak, you know, from... I can give you a testimonial. ViewSonic, QLED, G-Sync monitors are the dog's danglies. They're super duper good. Mid-price second monitor. Oh, I'll just use any old crap, being honest. I've got 3 monitors, and I've got two 1080p monitors, so I can see the stream chat and everything on one, and you know, whatever on the other. And at the moment, it's got the YouTube chat on that one. Your YouTube's on the right, and Twitch is over on the left, and the game is in the middle on the primary monitor. It's great. That's just awesome. Yeah, and for that, it's just like an old Samsung on the left, and just some cheapest thing you can buy on the right, because all it's doing is just displaying chat for me. QLED, QOLED. Well, one or the other. They're two different technologies. What's up with the dog's danglies? It's the polite way of saying it's the dog's bollocks, mate. I was trying to be polite, Jacob Wilvers. I'll have you know. I'm trying to be, you know, advertiser friendly. Three, 5. The next one's on the funny little island, isn't it? Yeah, we bought a QLED TV, a Hisense one, 4K, all singing, all dancing, HDR10, yada yada yada, 60 hertz refresh rate, and that's a great looking screen for movies and whatever. Obviously my son spends a lot of time on it, you know, on his Xbox X. Playing at 60 FPS, and yeah, it's great. He loves it, absolutely loves it. Yeah, it depends what you're going to do with the second monitor. If it's just for chat and web browsing, it doesn't really matter so much. And that's all I use them for, so they're perfectly fine for that. I thought at first, the first ViewSonic monitor I bought was gifted because my old monitor had died. And it was it Daylights? I think it was Daylights. Said, I'll get you. It died in the middle of a stream. So I was struggling to complete the stream on a 1080p monitor and read chat at the same time. It was like, God, it was a nightmare. And they said, well, what monitor are you after? And I said, well, I've seen this one. You know, this one's 31-inch, 1440p monitor. That's the other thing as well. 4K, I'm just not interested in. For movies and stuff, yeah, it's great. For games, you don't need it. Why have I come to you? No, Danny's right at the end. I've gone to the wrong NPC. Getting distracted. Yeah, I've been using 1440p since 2012. So I didn't even look for 1080p or 4K monitors. you know, I figured I'll just get another 1440p. So when I bought this one, the ViewSonic one, it's 1440p as well. And I sit about a meter away from it, and it fills my center vision. I can see things happening with my peripheral vision with the other two monitors, but I have to actually, you know, move my eyes to read, because I've got the two studio monitors in between, as in speakers. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different options. Like you say, there's the curved monitors, yeah. I don't think I'd go for that, just because of that will acoustically any sound bouncing on that is going to create a focal point, which I don't want. To explain that, when you set up your studio monitors for audio work, you have an equilateral triangle between your head and the two speakers. So it forms a perfect equilateral triangle. And usually a monitor sits in between it, but slightly further back than the speakers. So you get the full field of the speakers. So if there's a curved monitor there, any sound that's bouncing from behind you and back in is going to get refocused and pointed back at you. So it's slightly undesirable. My main monitor is in the Lenovo from Argos. That's my offside monitor on the right side, and it's fine. It is fine. I have four monitors, three Acer 32-inch 1440p 240 OLEDs, an MSI ultra wide on top of all three, all curved. I'm chunky, but it's whatever use case you've got, isn't it? So if I was doing video editing 24/7, I'd have something like that. So I'd have color correction on one, I'd have the main working monitor, and then if I was working with widescreen, I'd have the, you know, top one to look at how the cut looks on that. And, you know, it just depends what you're doing, doesn't it? All right, memorials, 4 or 5, 4, somewhere in the Western Forest by a wreck. Yes, he is. I'm just going to main game is spread across three aces. Nice. Yeah, if you got a QLED and IPS monitors, you 100% see the difference, especially when they're side by side. Yeah, black is black on a decent monitor, not grey. And also, if you stand up, the screen doesn't go all milky looking. That's viewing angle that causes that. But don't get wrapped around the axle about it. If it works for you, it's fine. You know, something better is always nice. But I've often said one of the best upgrades for any PC is, in fact, the monitor. You know, because no matter what you do on that computer, you're looking at that monitor, you know. Yeah, I mean, you can see, well, if you're watching on Twitch, you could see that, you know, all the acoustic treatment is in this room. So I've got bass traps, I've got ceiling done, I've got all the walls done to a greater or lesser degree. So that's why, you know, the sound of me speaking in the mic is like, well, it's like a recording booth, essentially, because there's just no room reflection in here at all. Thoughts on the ultra wides? I never used one, so I can't give a fair opinion of it. Do you know what I mean? I think you'd have to, like, live with one for a little bit. You know, use one for a couple of weeks to form a real opinion on them. People that use them generally speak quite highly of them. I mean, 16 by 9 is an arbitrary resolution that aspect ratio we've come up with. And it's just become the norm. It's not, there's nothing is more, one thing is not more correct than the other. We had ultra wide cinema long before we had 16 by 9 cinema. They are expensive, yeah. They're not as popular as mass-produced 16 by 9 screens. Yeah, I can, for work actually, with spreadsheets and stuff, an ultra-wide, I can see why I would prefer it for work, to be honest, because we do a lot with spreadsheets and stuff. Now I've effectively got 7680 by 1440, never go back to standard screen. Yeah, exactly. It's not just that, it's also your experience using it as well, isn't it? As you become accustomed to something, then, you know, the more it feels correct versus anything else. That's the human condition, though. So where's the next guy? Ruminating Strife. I'm trying. Memorial is over there. Let's just get the waypoint marker for him, actually. 2, 3, number 4. Because you know me and my sense of direction. There we go. And failed the jump. Never mind. Yeah, there's no room reflection, reverb, or anything in here. And I bought the proper acoustic treatment, not knockoff crap that's basically packing foam on Wish and Temu. Yeah, those AliExpress crap. Don't buy it there. Buy it from a company that specialises in studio treatment. Otherwise, yeah, you're just buying packing foam that's shaped like acoustic treatment. The porosity of the foam is all completely wrong with packing foam. It doesn't do the job, basically. It might knock a bit of high-end reflection off, but nothing else. So yeah, don't do that. Don't skimp and try and save a buck, because you won't save a buck. I think I've got some pictures of the room. Not sure where I put them. Yeah, I used to have just all manner of jank on the walls. You know, any soft furnishings and anything, and I'd just staple gun them to the wall. It was like, if it works, it works. It kind of worked, but it didn't. So carpet underlay, so I had all this kind of crap. You know, first point of reflection was up on there, etc. Yeah, I know my desk is a tip. I don't care. So that's how it used to look. It kind of worked, but it wasn't good. And then I started working on it. So this was me. I had the cloud above me as well. But then I replaced it with the proper stuff. You can see I'm putting it up there. Why does paint always open these? Something a bit more going on there. Ooh. Yeah, and then I got it down to this. It's not a big room, so yeah, I've got the proper corners and bass traps, etc. This is before the third monitor over here. And then... yeah, I've got an awkwardly placed window as well. These curtains have been replaced as well. And then fine, I got to sort of there, but obviously was missing the ceiling and that, so... and did the ceiling as well. Oop. And as soon as I did that as well, yeah, that's... and obviously the wall behind me. So then it started shaping up, of course. I got the DBX286 mic pre there. So it was starting to come together there. And then I think that was the last time I took a picture of it. Yeah, I know it's like really roughshod and whatever. Whatever, you know. So there you go. That's the Lenovo there. That's a little Samsung monitor. That was my old 31-inch monitor there. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, the real acoustic treatment does work. The knockoff stuff, if you're thinking of doing it, just don't do it. It's not fire retardant either. You really shouldn't have it in your home. Plastered to the walls, the proper cheapo stuff. You're asking for trouble there. One I got, I think it was acoustics, was it? Hang on. Can I look them up without doxing myself? I could look at previous orders, can't you? Oh, these are only 3 months, okay. That's 2019. 2020? Didn't place an order in 2020. Okay, 2021. Yeah, let me just look at the product. November 13th, 2021. I can't display that without showing my address on it, but can I no, I can't show it here either. That's a damn shame. Yeah, Pro Acoustic is the name of the company I got it from. They're a UK-based firm, so you probably wouldn't be buying from them in the States. Let me Google their name. It's on Amazon. I'm sure they've got their own website. Yeah, there you go. So it doesn't dox me. Pro Acoustics calculator. So it tells you what you need for various spaces. This is the company I bought it from. They're on Amazon. So they do different styles of the same material and different shapes and thicknesses, but it's the proper gear, right? Even what do they call it? You know, the anabolic? No, something rooms, zero reflection, almost like too much. Boardroom acoustics, case study, but they've got like a whole studio section. If you're in the UK, I would recommend these guys because I've been very happy with what I've had from them here in, you know, my little man cave, effectively. Yeah, so it's very useful to have that. And it was funny, it was Daylights, I think it was, or it might have been Mahalik, or no, I think it was Daylights. It was a 7.1 audio system in their car, or whatever thing, or whatever vehicle it is they drive. And actually, vehicles are a very good place to test audio. You know, when you do a mix, you should go and listen to it in a car. Because there's very few right angles inside vehicles. Vehicles are already pretty much a recording booth. Because they're kind of designed not to amplify sound. They're designed to make the cabin as quiet as possible. So there's a lot of foam and padding and all sorts of stuff in there. And they tend to be acoustically flat as well. No sort of resonances. So they're a very good place to test your mix. You know, if it sounds great in the studio, just take a copy outside, just run it through the system in the car. How does it sound to what you were going for? So it's pretty handy for sort of production and mastering. Alright, I think this is the last running about Yutto. We're here to check the memorial. Is everything okay? There we go. Safe travels. Right. Return to the one whose mind is riddled. Okay. Let's pull a marker for him. The amazing AO universe. So goddamn useful. I still think Penumbra looks best with global light switched off. I'm sorry, it just does. Sorry, devs, but is that the crossing here? Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, when I'm playing the games and stuff, obviously I'm doing it with headphones on while I'm streaming. But when I'm playing for me, I'm listening through the Yamaha studio monitors. But yeah, you're just creating the right environment for the work you're trying to do, aren't you? So yeah, so the QLED we got for our TV, we were looking at that, and yeah, I was very impressed with that. I thought OLED was certainly better, but by such a small margin. So I thought, okay, maybe it's a slightly cheaper technology, but it's pretty good, you know. Diminishing returns. What? How do I say that? Guru87 has followed you. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Do you know? Safe travels. Okay. Shivering Pete. I'll be needing to log a big tune soon. Because we're going to have to go kill the doohickey, aren't we? Yeah. Right. No problem. There we go. Right, let's get you here and ready to go. In the meantime, I'm getting another beer. Yes, I am. Just, you know. It's Jacob from YouTube. I switched over here. Oh, right, okay, Jacob. Welcome on in over here. And now you can see me as well. So there you go. There's me. The old fart with the big beard. I'll leave the intermission screen on the Twitch, but yeah, it's hardly any point, let's face it. Right, back to the live screen. Hey, right, okay. We'll get to Shivering Pete, and then I think I'll log a bigger tune. Yeah, I much prefer Penumbra like this. Oh, God, I went out the wrong exit. I'm an idiot. Let's log a big tune anyway, because we're going to have to kill what's-it guy, aren't we? What kind of music do you play? Music. I did session work for years and stuff, so whatever was on the sheets, mate, that's what I played. What do I like to listen to and play? Well, more kind of rock, blues, that kind of stuff, you know? But what do I play? Well, I play what I'm given, you know. What's your beer of choice? Don't say Guinness. Bitter, actually, if I'm making a choice. But if I'm drinking it out of a tin, I'll just buy lager. Because, yeah, they don't quite seem to get bitter right in tins. In the pub, lovely. Not in the pub, less so. Oh yeah, we last used them for the guy in here. Okay. Yeah, so I just play whatever. You know, when you do session work, you just get given what you're given. They give you the sheet music and you play it. You know, could be anything. It could be a guitar part for Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It could be a lot of different things. Right, I think I'll park him... I'll go park him, actually, thinking about it. I'll park him near Shivering Pete. Looks like I've got a depth of field effect on here, and I don't. That's odd. But okay. Oh yeah, this character doesn't have all the maps. There you go. He doesn't have the... Well, he does have all the maps, in fact. I misspoke there. What he doesn't have is overview of Shadowlands Nano. I should get that. Right, okay, so he's ready to go there. We can beacon again. Let me move. Right, okay, so I took the wrong one. I wanted ravine. So ravine is where we go. Oh, we can start on apotheosis, I just realised. Yes, apotheosis. Apotheosis. Yeah, first one, kind of useful. Second one, more useful, and so on. Yeah, I thought so. A lot of this stuff is turning grey already. Which will mean doja hunting here at 204 is like the worst. It just is. Sorry. Yeah, first thing we do is go find the treasure, so I'll run ahead with this guy. Just kill everything up there. Give us a pain-free treasure hunt. Or do we have to get the note first? I can't remember. One or the other. Hello to you too. What happened to you, Shivering Pete? Oh, that's spec 4 done. Oh, but you can't actually combine it while you're in dialogue. Okay. I thought you'd never ask. There we go. Funny that, and it disables trading. Right, so we've got confront 2-time Maloney. Okay. So I'll put Big Toon on follow. And then once we get there, Big Toon can whoop ass for me. Yeah, I don't dislike Guinness, I just prefer bitter. I think it's smoother. Still green. They may aggro. Can I sneak in with this tune? Maybe. Just be easier overall. As being a typical marriage, stereotyping a Brit. Well, Guinness is traditionally an Irish beverage, and I'm Welsh, so... Apparently, yeah, I can sneak and they're not detecting me. Oh, that went smoother than I was... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's the other guy? Oh, could he not follow while they were sneaking? That's weird. Yeah, the sneak animation in third person, it's like, what the fuck's that? Well, wait. I can't see my other character. Oh, wait. I am so sneaky, my 220 NT can't see me. Right. I'm here to pay respects from your thing. You have something that belongs to him. Goodbye. Run away. Kill him before he detonates. That's the challenge. That should be pretty easy to do on the NT. I don't think you need to loot him, do you? Yeah, we got his half of the map. Right, okay. What kind of vape you got? A cheap one. A low cloud volume, whatever, just instead of smoking tobacco vape. That's what I've got. So I quit smoking tobacco 7-8 years ago now, I think. Yeah, it was 1 month, paycheck came in, I thought, oh, am I ever going to stop smoking? I tried everything. I tried the patches, I tried the chewing gum, you know, everything basically. And I always ended up, you know, falling by the wayside. And someone said, just try vaping. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll try vaping for a month. And that was it. Never went back. The flavour Tutti Frutti, it's called. The closest description I can get, if you're British, then, do you remember fruit salad chewies? Remember those chewy sweets you could get called fruit salads, tree bore fruit salads? Do you remember them? That's the flavor. That's Tutti Frutti, it's called, and it tastes like them. And I really like them sweets. They're really bad for you and your teeth and God knows, but yeah. So yeah, they're whatever the hell they are, but yeah, nothing in the fruit world tastes like they do. But yeah, there's some strawberry and orange or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I really quite like them. So certainly liked them as a kid, and I tried that one and went, yeah, that'll do, and I've just stayed with it. You know. You want half of the map? Oh, I need to make a little bit of space here. So let's put the doohickey in there. There you go. Yeah, so Britain is actually 3 separate countries. England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. Northern Ireland. Southern Ireland is its own country entirely and not part of the British Isles, which sounds ridiculous, but that's how it is. They're part of Europe. Southern Ireland is part of the EU. Northern Ireland is part of Britain. History is very, very coloured in Britain. So the UK is United Kingdom, so it's Scotland, England and Wales, and I'm Welsh, I'm from Wales, and I live in Wales. The English speak English, the Welsh speak English largely, the Scottish speak English largely, but the Welsh have Welsh as a language, or Cymraeg is what we call it in Welsh, and the Scottish have Gaelic, which is quite similar to the Irish language. They have an Irish Gaelic. It's different, but it's quite similar. You'd have to watch about 3 hours of quick info videos just to even come close to catching up on just how coloured British history is. It's kind of nuts. And of course, it's generally not taught outside of the UK, so other countries don't learn as much about other countries as they do about their own country, you know? Speak some Welsh, always found it funny. I am not a performing seal for your entertainment. My Welsh, I don't speak Welsh on a daily basis. I understand much more than I can speak. But yeah, people say, oh, say that long name. It's like, it's not a real bloody Welsh word. It's a sentence in Welsh that the Victorians put together and thought was funny. Ooh, look at the funny little Welshmen with their long names. So yeah, a lot of Welsh people kind of resent that name. It's based on a town that's actually not far from here called Llanfairpwllgwyngyllyn. And what they did is Llanfairpwllgwyngyllyn, down by the red church, by the field, and it's just a sentence, right, with no spaces in it. It's not a proper word, but they legally changed the name of that town and put a railway station there just so they could have the longest name. So it's sort of like, oh, look at the silly Welsh people and their long words. It's like, well, you used English letters to translate the Welsh language, where in actual fact you just use like the double L is they didn't have any letters for ll, which is a consonant in Welsh. They didn't have any letters for it, so they said, oh, just put two L's together, that'll do. You know, it was laziness when they were first printing Bibles. So yeah, it was pretty weird, and many other bits as well. Like we have sydd, which is like TH, but not quite. It's a little different, and it's used differently. So they just use two D's because there is a D component to it. Let's get rid of you. Argonian Bookworm. Hello. New viewer here, a new AO player as well to boot. I have been enjoying my time with it so far. She's seen an anime agent named Acro. I'm not sure how to say that out loud. Acrayopion? Wandering around ICC, that is me. I tend to rush through ICC, I'll be honest. It is a cool place, but yeah. Try Thailand's capital. Isn't the capital of... Is it Bangkok the capital of Thailand? I don't know. I'm just getting rid of all the ads here so I can just come and do the thing. Apocryphon. Apocryphon. Okay. It's Latin. Is it? I did do Latin in school, as was the way in my era. They don't teach Latin in school anymore, unless you take up sciences seriously. Right, we killed everything. Safe to come up. I'm waiting until the thing shows in there. There we go. We get the... no, that's an aura from the NT. Is it here? Try the spade. This is not the correct location. It's one of the trees. Is it the big tree? Ah, shovel attunement terminated. There we go. There's what we want. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Yotto's filter. I don't need that for anything. Oh yeah, we got that. Right. Okay. Acrophrenian. Curious. And secret writing, plural of acrophia, is a Greek term for the genre of Jewish and early Christian writings that meant to impart. Maybe it's Greek then. Maybe it's ancient Greek. I didn't think Latin when I saw it, but, you know, not someone who's a Bible thing. Right, hang on. Translate. Google just, yeah. Detect. English.
Apocryphon.
Apocryphon. Oh, like
Apocryphon.
apocryphary. Yeah. Okay, cool. These are frosty rafters. They may have dropped a doja. Frozen rafters don't drop them. He dropped something. What is it? Oh yeah, bits for patterns. I think the other corpses have rotted, so we'll run back to Frosty Pete. Yeah, it relates to the secret writing of a Bible or something. Cool name though, especially for an agent. You know, sneaky agent being sneaky with a sneaky kind of name. Chris. Yeah, is that the capital of Thailand? Okay. That looks like your spacebar is broken, but I'm, you know, what do I know?
Krunthep Mahanakan Amin Ratanakasan Mahintharayudaya Mahadilakbihop Naparatrachathanabarairam Udam Rachanawet Mahasathan Amanfamanawatan Sathat Sakathadia Witsanukam Prasit.
There you go. I thought it was Malaysian. Malayalam detected. Is that meant to be Thailand's capital? Okay. Funnily enough, seems to think it's Bangkok. Are you sure it's the capital? It is, and it is continuous. So it's not Bangkok. You know, Bangkok, name? Bangkok's official name is Krungthep Mana Nakhon, which is often shortened to Kong Krip, City of Angels. What is the real name of Bangkok? So the real name is, yeah, that long one. Yeah, okay, cool. Your Thai guide. Yeah, who the is going to say, can I get a return ticket to Yeah, where are you going? I'm fucking Bangkok? Yeah, okay, get on. We haven't got all day, mate. Bangkok is the English. I'll bet you a lot of people in Thailand do not call it that. That's too much effort. It's, you know, it's 40 degrees centigrade, 98% humidity. We haven't got time for saying all that. I mean, London's real name is Londinium. Yeah, Thai say, well, my friend's Thai wife, when she still was alive, Shunny, Kim Chun Sai, God, no, because, yeah, obviously her name changed. She became, and I don't want to say her whole name because, you know, doxing my friend. But yeah, so Shunny, yeah, she actually came from Phuket, but she worked in Bangkok and then moved back to Phuket. That Phuket is the southern region where they did Man with a Golden Gun and all that, you know, that beach with the funny rock and yeah. Excuse me. Talk to Danny Sawyer. Okay, I will. Yeah, and never once did she say that's how it's said. And she was Thai. So, yeah, that's what puzzled me. I was like, yeah. She never told me that, and I knew her for like 30 years. Yeah, just say Bangkok. Yeah. She was one of those characters that would pretend she didn't speak much English. So people would... and it was a ploy by her, because if people think, oh, they don't really know a lot of English, so we can say what we want around them. It was all like this impish, almost devilish subterfuge on her part. You know, people, I pretend I know speaky good English. And then people would like try and talk to her on those terms. And of course, she spoke great English. She'd get everything out of everybody, you know? Like, yeah, it was quite funny. I knew what she was doing. But yeah. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Are you going to run away as well? No, you're going to stay and fight. Okay. Yeah, so she'd always act like that. Oh, me no speaky English, but she knew exactly what you were saying around her, you know. She'd never speak to you with the amount of English that she did understand. She always spoke in sort of this pidgin English. But it was kind of a, hey, Doja! No Dojas available. No space. Right, the pages are useless after the quest, so they're going. Yeah, they're very savvy. Very, very savvy. She'd play the, oh, me no speaky English card, and people would open up in front of them, and then she got involved with everybody else's business, and she was just awesome. She knew everybody's business, you know what I mean? And yeah, she'd just get involved with people. She was just that sort of person. I miss her. I miss her fun, a sense of fun and charm. And when she first met my wife now, you know, like 20 odd years ago, she said, oh, you know, you're a very pretty girl, you know. And she got talking to you know, Mrs. Carl, And she was like, no, she's a good girl, you look after this one. No, you don't just, you know, fuck her and fuck off. You know, you stay with this one. This one's a good one. You know, she was all like that with me. And I was like, well, okay. I quite like her, actually. You know, she's straightforward. I like her, you know, her honesty and her bluntness, actually. It's quite refreshing. And she was like, no, you stay this one, you stay this one. She was like matchmaker, you know, kind of maternal overlord of everybody. And then she sewed her, like literally sewed her into a traditional Thai dress. And she said, look how pretty she looked, you know. A party once dragged her out of the party into like their bedroom, made her change outfit and put her in, and she like cut it and then re-sewed it on her. And I was like, well, is it comfortable? She's like, well, I wouldn't sit down in it. I think I'll rip it, you know. And yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, so she was a big part of our lives, to be honest. Yeah, an amazing lady. Yeah, it was just, she didn't watch a lot of TV. Her kind of like distraction and her thing was, yeah, she knew everyone. She just made it her business to know people and to get involved in their lives in some capacity. And she was kind of a bonus to anybody that knew her. She got involved in your life. Generally, she made your life better, you know. She was very, I don't know what the word is. One of those people that kind of understand you more than you understand you and sees through what you are. She was very, very clever. Very, very clever. But yeah, she was emotionally like massively intelligent, you know, in that sense. Anyway, I'm getting another beer. I shall be back. Yeah, I couldn't do what she did. And I said to her, how do you know so much about everybody? And she said, Falang, so easy to read. And Falang is like their slang word for, you know, Johnny Foreigner. You know, Europeans coming to Thailand for a party and a holiday. They call us Falang, you know. Yeah, I mean, she was a friend, and it's hard to lose your friends, but, you know, it's part of life. It's part of life. So, you know, we celebrated. I mean, obviously she was Thai, so the funeral was Buddhist and that, and it was just about the celebration of who she was more than it was anything else. And, you know, is what it is. She used to say, you know, you're like a dog run over, you know. One day you're just like a stain on the road, and after the storm, the stain is gone and no one remembers. That's all you are. You know, she had this very sort of philosophical outlook on life. And yeah, I do miss her. I do miss her. She's one of those people where you think, I kind of selfishly wish they were still around so I could ask them about things. But what she used to say was essentially, because of the feature differences between, you know, East Asians and Europeans, by and large, and by Europeans I'm being like Caucasians, so, you know, she was saying their faces are so easy to read. It was her thing. She goes, I know what you're thinking. You know, to her, it was like we were shouting our inner thoughts, and you know, so yeah, there you go. An old soul. Oh yeah, she was absolutely an old soul. Yeah, solving everybody else's problems. Yeah, some people are just that's who they are, you know. She didn't watch soap operas. She didn't read a lot of books, but her kind of, you know, oh my God, I'm going blind. I'm going blind. Ugh, that's better. Sorry for the burn-in on your monitors from being in penumbra. Yeah, she's a very special person. But yeah. Oh, there were hundreds and hundreds of people came to it. I mean, literally hundreds and hundreds of people. People I've never met in my life came to the funeral and go, oh, we know, oh, we knew her so well. And I was like, I've never met you in my life. What do you mean you knew her well? You know, she was that sort of person. You know, right, here should be sufficient for this stage of the quest. Yeah, she was definitely the old soul thing. Yeah, definitely. Right, and then we run big tune over there. Where the hell am I going? I want to go west, generally, don't I? Yeah, she just instinctively knew things about people. Some people have said to me, you're an old soul. But, well, yeah, maybe, but next to her, yeah, she was an ancient soul, you know. Standing room only. Yeah, she just touched so many people's lives, and for the better. You know, not like annoyed hundreds of people. But yeah, she invested in people, got to know them. Listened to them, understood them, you know, really talked to them. You know, she was that sort of person. So she was very, very loved by so many people. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked how many people came. Because, you know, my mate, her husband, you know, he was on his own trying to figure it all out and organise it. So I just, you know, I took a few days out of my life just to help organise everything with the funeral arrangements and yada yada yada, just because they were struggling, and of course they were, you know. So you know, to help your old mates out, you know, and just yeah, and even though we did that, and then like it was me that, like, she, you know, her coffin went in the hearse and whatever, and then it was myself, him, His auntie, who's almost the same age as him, we're all in my car, my other Jag, driving to the funeral up the road to the crematorium. We invited, like the local Buddhist lady came and sort of did this sort of sermon and stuff, and I just helped out with picking out music and stuff like that. Because I know what she was like. There'd be a big party going on in the house, and then it'd be like Made in Thailand would suddenly come on. Oh, you know, Shunny's Shunny's taken over the CD player or whatever. What am I killing first? White Dryads. Okay, White Dryad. Die. And she'd always put the same song on, Made in Thailand. And we'd all go, yeah, party's over now. That's it. Like, everyone, put your drinks down, get your stuff. She's kicking you all out. Yeah, special person. My other Jag, the first Jag I inherited from my father when he passed back in 2012. He left that to me. He wouldn't let me drive it when he was alive. But yeah, he left it to me after the fact. So that was my main car for, oh god, years. But I bought my father-in-law for his retirement. I bought him another Jag, a diesel one, so much cheaper to run, not as powerful or whatever, but you know, a decent car. Because he was going to go off and, you know, spend a couple of grand on a car, and I was like, no, I bought you a car. So I bought him the diesel Jag, and I was like, there you go, there's your retirement present. You know, I mean, he was made up with that. He drove it for years as well, and then he said, oh, it's a bit much for me now. And I was like, oh, right, okay. So I'm going to get this, you know, old person's car, you know, like a little Dacia or something. And I was like, well, if that's what you want, yeah, I'll come with you. So I took him out and we went and got it and all that. And then he goes, do you want the diesel back? And I went, what do you mean back? It was a gift. And he was like, yeah, well, do you want that instead? So he gave me the car I bought him. Still got it now. Still driving it. The diesel one's fine, you know, it's like 50 to the gallon. So I'm fine with that. The V6 Jag round town was more like gallons to the mile. Well, no, not that bad, but like, you know, it'd do about 15 to the gallon. Return to Danny Sawyer. There we go. That was quick and painless. Right, I'm going to log this one off. I don't think we need him until maybe if we do a lapper as well or something. Yeah, made in Thailand. I'll probably get copyright strike. I'll just trim it out or mute it. It was a remaster. Yeah, this would come on, everyone would go, uh-oh. Oh, it's definitely remastered. Hang on, that's not the true experience. Yeah, I'm gonna get copyright strike for this. But yeah, the guy starts singing. Played that at a funeral. And it was like we knew that meant, yeah, party's over now. But there you go. If you're watching the VOD later and that song's not there, it's because it got a copyright claim and I had to mute it. Sorry, it's just how it is. I feel like I'm driving an aftermarket modified 2006 Charger. Yeah, we haven't got those in the UK. The American cars don't sell so well. I think it's because our roads just aren't big enough for them, Perfectly good cars. But, try parking that in the UK or driving down any of the city streets, because our cities are so old. The street width is designed around, a person walking or something, or maybe a single horse cart or something like that. Yeah, we've expanded it, but when there's buildings either side, then they don't, so famously Obama came here and he flew over his, security vehicle, the Beast. And our road, because it rains so goddamn much in the UK, our roads are quite curved, side to side. And it got scuppered. It was scuppered coming out of, Buckingham Palace or something. It was, rocking away there, tyres not touching the tarmac. I mean, it was, stretched limo size, but, yeah. So a bunch of Secret Service guys are just pushing it until it moves, and yeah, he got out. He made it back, okay? But yeah, so the American trucks and stuff, the way they are now, they're huge. They're so much bigger than they need to be. You look at the American trucks from the 50s and 60s versus the American trucks now, and they're just huge. They just seem supersized for some reason. Don't buy our competitor's truck, buy ours. It's way bigger. And it's yeah, but is it necessarily better because it's bigger? I don't know. I mean, there was that American guy with his YouTube channel took a Toyota Hilux truck and said, are they as tough as they make out and all that? And then tried to destroy it just by using it. So he's driving around with, a pallet of bricks in the back and, all this crazy stuff. And he was like, this is the most amazing truck I've ever known. It really is indestructible, And I had a Hilux. My God, they're a tough car. It's like a full-size Tonka toy, I haven't heard that since the late 80s, yeah. Made in... It's only the first bit of the song that's actually in English, but that used to come on at a party at their place, and it was like everyone was going, yeah, I'm just going to get my coat. Where did you leave your bag? Where did we put the coats? I've got my bag, okay. Yeah, we're all leaving now. That's come on. That's the end of the party. It's like being at, a nightclub and they put some silly song on, so... Yeah, they do, at the end of the night, they put the slow numbers on. You know what I'm saying. And then after the slow songs, they put something stupid on, like the Benny Hill theme or something like that. And everyone's like, everyone's getting off the dance floor, Hilux. Yeah, they'd put if Hilux was sold in the US, you'd probably find people that use trucks because they have farms or their work or whatever, just wouldn't buy anything else, because they do put everything else to shame, including anything Britain makes, Germany makes, France makes. Just, they're so good. But you can get aftermarket import ones, so. This guy has a whole pallet of bricks in the back, and he's driving it over you know, like off-road conditions. And the truck's just like, yeah, whatever. I might get banged and scratched, but still going. And then he did the same test in like the Cybertruck and it just fell in half. You can't buy a Cybertruck in the, well, you can buy it, but you can't insure it in the UK, Europe, Australia, well, most of the world actually, because they're not roadworthy under the rules we have for vehicles in our countries. It's like it doesn't pass any safety test we've got, you know. Yeah, Aussie here, Hilux most sold cars here for 7 years straight. Yeah, you know, you get yourself a Hilux, you put anything you want in it and just work with it day in, day out. It'll just keep going for you, you know. So this is the run all the way to the north. So we're doing more running now, everyone. Sorry. No clue what Hilux is. It's not spelled like that. There's no Y. It's I. Hilux. Like that. Oop. Capitalization gone wrong. Yeah, it's one of the best-selling trucks in the world, except America, because they don't want the Hilux in America because it makes every other truck look bad. And that includes all British-made trucks, you know, French, German, any other Japanese truck. And the Freelander, it's like the best off-road vehicle on the planet, you know. AO is running a simulator. What? Yeah, they're just incredibly well made, super strong, super dependable vehicles. I mean, Top Gear tried to kill one to test the theory. They tied it down on a beach, you know, like on a launcher at a beach, and waited for the tide to come in. The tide came in, it almost drifted off because the tie downs came loose in, you know, as the sea comes storming in. And the tide started going back out. They went back out, and in 5 minutes they got it started and drove out. Then they did a ton of other mad stuff with it. Finally, they put it on top of a tower block, like a 20-odd story tower block that was set for demolition. So they had it on the very top of the building. They set off the dynamite. The building comes tumbling down. It had cracked the chassis, but it still drove. They're just nuts. They're just like, yeah. Do you also own a bass guitar? Not at the moment. I've had them in the past. I can play a bass. Not like a real bass player, but I can convincingly play on one. Well, anything with strings and frets I can convincingly play on, but I wouldn't say I'd really got that instrument down. But yeah, I can do the slapping thing and whatnot. Best bass player who ever lived and is still living. Lady from America called Carol Kay. And just about every hit song you've ever heard, she was the bass player on it. And a lot of them, she rearranged the bass track and made the song better. A salmon guitar. A salmon guitar. What, you mean like a 62 Fiesta Red Strat that's faded to salmon? Or do you mean something else? I'd love a 62 Strat with a small headstock, rosewood fingerboard, and faded Fiesta Red in salmon pink. That's a hell of a guitar, that is. No, unfortunately, I don't own one, and those guitars, if that's what you mean, go for crazy money. But they're probably worth it, you know. Excuse me. What's your favourite moment playing music? Oh, God. I don't know, there's thousands of moments that were just very special and magical and one-off, which made them unique because they're just never going to happen again in those same circumstances. It's very difficult to pick out any single one. I think we were booked to do I think it was a birthday party locally, and the local rock star, you know, used to tour with U2 and whatever, called Mike Peters, was there, and he was listening to his sound check, and he said, would it be all right if I get up and do some songs with you, because I think everyone here kind of expects me to, because I know the people in the party. We were like, yeah, of course, Mike. Yeah, it'd be our pleasure. What songs do you want to do? And he said, well, I tuned down half a step. Would you guys be okay if we did that? And I was like, yeah, I can make that for you. And then he said, oh, actually, no, I'll go up to concert pitch. And then I said, yeah, give me a guitar. I'll sort it out. Retuned his guitar for him and set it up so it would play in concert pitch for him. And then we got up and we did unrehearsed 3 numbers. That was pretty special because when we were doing it, I remember going to see those guys touring with U2. And they used to do Knocking on Heaven's Door, and then they would switch to like a reggae kind of a bit in the middle when they were touring as themselves. And I'd learned it, you know, as you do. Ad break, missing the story. Oh no! It'll be on YouTube. So we got up unrehearsed. There you go. So without a rehearsal, at a party, here's what we did.
Let's see if we're on vocals tonight.
Special because for that whole thing, it was completely organic. We just sort of like, everybody was following everybody else. There was no kind of like, this is how long it's going to be, this is where the breaks are or anything. It was all just quick glance between ourselves, and yet it just lands perfectly, you know. That was a pretty special moment I'll probably never forget, you know. I think we are used to you with a beard, you look weird without it. Yeah, probably, yeah. I probably do look weird without it. Thing was, I had to shave twice a day to do a day job. It was a pain in the ass. Oh, actually, we'll beacon back. That'll be faster. Finally finished Job's scientist questline. Never want to step foot in Sheol again. Well, now you have to go back and do the Yutto's quest, which you can't complete until you've done the scientist quest. So you're going back there, son. You can do both at the same time, kind of. And it's quicker doing both at the same time because you visit a lot of the same NPCs and such. Yeah, if you watch that video, that's me having a great time on stage there. He was like, "Oh, you know that, you know, I'm not a soldier. That's just 2 chords, but you can do so much with just 2 chords if you've got a good singer and a melody, and a band that can move around the beat and move around the time of the song. You know, so you go cut time, half time, quarter time, staccato, not staccato. You know, there's so many mechanical things you can do with it to just change it." And he was just so easy to follow, you know, especially with a trained ear or whatever. But even beyond that, you know, you can just do it. Especially if you've played as many million hours that I have. You kind of know where they're going to go with something, and we all instinctively just followed him. And he was just like, at the end, he was like, "That was great, guys. That was just great." You know. What's this? Relic hunting. Go inside. Oh, go inside the burrow. Oh, right, yeah. Before we go to Doya, we go running around a mission for an item. I look weird without the beard. Yeah, probably do if you're used to seeing me with it. God, I'm so skinny there as well. That's what I can't get over. But I was really, you know, Mr. Six-Pack. Very lightweight for years and years and years and years. And it was only when I quit smoking and hit middle age and then lockdowns, yeah, they suddenly banged on a ton of weight. Lock picking failed. Oh, crap. Train repair. Where the hell is lock picking? Exploring? Trap disarm. Exploring. Run speed, adventuring vehicle. Breaking an entry. There we go. Alright. 191. Is that enough to open this stupid door? It is. Okay. We're looking for some little thing on the ground for this mission. Yeah, ain't in here, I don't think. Spent way too long sorting that out. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that heal is way too weak. Can we get up? Yeah, that'll do. There we go. They're all resetting. Let's get healed up. So we need more breaking and entry than that. Okay, let's go to like 300. That should be enough for any door in here. I hope. Right, not in there either. Okay. Yeah, there's even video of me aged 21. I didn't record it. It was on a news report from the floods that happened in North Wales. The sea wall gave way, you see, and flooded the entire town. We were kind of in and out of the place, trying to sort things out and everything. That's where the family business was, etc. And yeah, we're coming out. I'm sat on the back of a Nissan cab star or something, in borrowed clothes because we were soaking wet. Oh, there we go. We got it. Make room in your inventory first. I think I've got it now. Fine quality jar. Yeah, that's the doohickey. Right, it's beacon. Callus is the least nerdy looking person I've ever seen. He's even eloquent and well spoken, and he plays this whole game. You'd think he's some golf club with leather smoking. You haven't seen me then, mate. I look like an extra on Vikings is what I look like. I can't see me at a golf club, put it that way. Nip over to Twitch, you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Right. I'm getting another beer. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. But yeah. Lady Sky Cannon back. Who missed me? We all missed you. Drives a Jag too. I've played golf like once in my life, and I think it was crazy golf. So, yeah, I think I'm probably a bit more of a contradiction than you've assumed. I've played at golf clubs many times. They're quite well-paying gigs, though, I've got to say. Right, so return the jar. It's returning the jar to the guy all the way up, isn't it? Yeah. So I think Yutta Wasteland and then north. That's where we want to go. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would look quite out of place in a golf club. Nip over to Twitch and you'll see why. I've got a webcam there so you can actually see what I look like. I look like an extra from Vikings in a Batman t-shirt is what I look like right now. So there you go. You look like Piers Brosnan with a beard. Yeah, there's definitely some Irish ancestry mixed in somewhere. That's for sure. I love this game and its janky pathing. Yeah, it's jank, but it's forgivable jank because it's from 2001 and they never really fixed it. They were talking about fixing pet pathing, and you know what the fix was? Pet warp. The first nano you get when you're in the startup area is one to warp your pet to wherever you are, because your pet is going to get stuck somewhere. Yeah, I don't think they'd let me in a golf club looking the way I do now, unless I, smarten myself up a bit. Thing was, I was kind of a late bloomer as well. I meet people I was in school with, and they're like, "Oh wow, I didn't think you'd look like that now," you know. How do I keep from getting bored with AO after playing for so long? Simple. I enjoy it. If it was boring, I would, or I started feeling like I'm bored now. I've gone past where I'm going. I'd just stop playing it. I'd play something else. And it's not like I don't play other games anyway, but yeah, I've tried other MMOs. They're just, nothing is quite as good as this. And unfortunately, modern corporate gaming industry, which is not about what the devs envisioned, more about how much money they can sell, how much money they can make selling the game to people. With the microtransactions and the loot boxes, it's basically a fucking casino. Versus what games used to be, where it was all about, let's just make the best game we can and make it special and interesting. And that's what Anarchy Online is. You play modern games now, and MMOs especially, they're just very slot machine. They're there to, I don't know. Well, they're there to make money. I mean, it's a business, right? It's a business. Let's not beat about the bush. When they were being all artsy fartsy with it, it was still a business, but it was more artsy fartsy than it was a business. You know what I mean? Savic's still playing. I don't know. I haven't spoken to Savic for quite a long time, so I genuinely don't know the answer. Oh, 202. Can I do more? Careful? No, can't do careful in battle. Disharmony, can't do. Anything? Let's have another training seminar then. Screw it. Let's just put IP wherever. Let's put perks wherever. We can always sort it out later. They're there to drain Daddy's wallet. There's definitely an element of that. I mean, they look at it purely as a business, and the music industry's kind of gone the same way. The reason modern music all sounds the same is because it is. all the same. You know, it like so many of the hits that we have now are all written. They're not written by the bands that you see on the TV or whatever. They're written by a single Swedish band who, you know, understandably produce very similar sounding music all the time. But yeah, they are, and you know, the music's then contracted out to various industries, and they, you know, stick whatever pretty face on the front of it and call it a new artist, even though the artist has done nothing but sing the song. I always wondered if Savik in the chat is the same legend. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's Savik that made the maps, yeah. And I used to beta test the maps for Savik. She's awesome. Savik's just like one of the best people in the world. She's also Dutch, so Savik is very direct. It's a Dutch thing. Dutch people are very direct. It's just, that's how they speak to each other. That's how they speak to everybody else. Excuse me. But I quite enjoy that. So, yeah, Savik's awesome. But yeah, when you see Savik in the chat here, it is in fact Savik that made the maps. Because he said, I've done this with the map, you know, do you want to have a look? Yeah, of course I do, Sav. In fact, some of the alien raids we did, myself, Space Quest, were looking for different areas we could do them in, and I invited Savik to come along. So it was Savik, Space Quest, and myself going over different places on Rubicon, looking for areas where we could do the raids. Yeah, but Savik is an awesome person. And then he goes, anticipating 6, which gives you the final thingamy. I'm not sure the final thingamy for MA is that good. Is it a nano or is it an item? What do we get? Savik's done like a bazillion articles over on Anarchy Online Universe as well. I've even contributed to them. In as much that, you know, I got the screenshot she was looking for just before my character died. But yeah. Even released a video of me getting that screenshot for them. It's pretty funny. Yeah, for all we know, she already has kids. I have no idea. I've never discussed anything personal with her. So I couldn't tell you. Get the jar. What does MA get? Fists of Winterflame, which is... Upload. Fists of Winterflame. There we go. So we can cast it. Physical in it. 400. That's pretty useful. And then, yeah, so that's... Yeah, if we're going to do the mixed thing... Yeah, I never pried into Savik's personal life, you know. I know what her new apartment looks like because she wanted to share it with me. She said, oh, this is my new place. What do you think? You know, and like back and forth on Discord, but I would never share that information with anybody else because you don't, you know. Thanks, mate. I've stared at your screenshot for bloody hours. I'll tell you the one it was. Oh God. I've got to find it now. Guides. Classic AO, maybe it's under. Holiday Encounters. Yeah, it's just some of these because I died getting there. Lauren War. Yeah, there you go. So this is all Savik wrote most of it, I think, or edited it. Yeah, this screenshot. That's been superimposed on top, but that's fine. Yeah, there you go. Written by Savik, screenshot by Carlos too. I got the screenshot and I died very quickly. because she wanted something that was like a good detailed screenshot of Lauren War, and if you get too close before the fighting starts, you just get killed very quickly. In fact, I think I did a video of it because I was recording while I did it, in case I thought, well, if I die and I can't get the shot, maybe I'll get one of the frames from the video for it. It was on my YouTube somewhere. Videos. I'm not sure where it went. It's a short video, I know that. It's like 20 minutes long or something. Yeah. Maybe I'm just... Oh, they're getting a screenshot for Savik. There you go. So I was recording the whole thing. This is on 2019 when Lauren War only spawned there. And I think I'm like level 50 or 60 or something. I'm on a little shade. And if you get too close to them... See, I've got the whole HUD switched off, which is what Savik asked for. Said, can you do it without any HUD? And I was like, yeah, I'll figure it out. Everyone stood at a safe distance there. Not me. Alright, targeted, turn off the map. And then I go into sneak so I can get close enough to get a good shot for them. So you can see a lot of detail. I was like, yeah, this is okay. My sneak is working. God knows how hard that hit me, but yeah, it wiped me out instantly. Yeah, so yeah. And I shared that video with Savik as a bit of a joke. Finished screenshot, there you go. But yeah, so it was literally just that, you know. It was for the greater good, you know. I'll make a sacrifice, you know, one of them. You know, Savik, I've done loads of raids and such with Sav, and another guy, Mahalik. We cracked how to complete the subway before it opened. Before it was on the live server, we'd done like 99% of it. And some of the screenshots for that are me, or taken from my videos or whatever. Savik's a great person. She's so good at playing her doc. Oh, it's frightening how good she is. You've never seen anyone that good in your life. Right, I'm going to look on Twitch and see if anybody else is streaming some Anarchy online. Oh, me and live feed. Oh, Lost is doing Stalker. Okay, let's go. Let's just, I think she's playing the original game.
Have a task to kill the dogs.
So she'll be very much suffering. Because the original games are hard. I mean, they're awesome, but oh my god, they're hard. So yeah, we're gonna go raid successfully Lost. This gorgeous lady over here.
I'm so busy, I don't notice.
Far too good for me. But yeah, so we're gonna go raid them.
Shit, it's dark.
I hope she's enjoying it. I super enjoyed this game, but you know, it's not for everyone. On Stalker 2 is just the dog's danglies, to reuse a catchphrase once again. Right, I'll be back Wednesday most likely. If not, it'll be a Friday. or Saturday. I'm not sure. It depends on work. But until then, love you all. Thank you for the resubs. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for chatting. It's been good. But I will see you in the next one. Okay, folks.
That got my heart attack up.
Bye for now.
Heart attack, heartbeat. It wasn't a heart attack, it was just a heartbeat. Okay, we got rid of the dudes. Now let's get rid of the...
Go for the